Hey guys, my name is Haniya Ray, and this is another plant video. Today I want to show you how to winter caladiums. If these caladiums that I wintered or put in this brown paper bag are actually still alive, and we're going to find out in just 1 second whether they are or not. Joining us today is my assistant, Gemma. She's such a helpful little horticulture intern. Cool, okay. So, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I stuffed some caladiums that I had into a bag. And the point of this is to essentially trick the plant into becoming dormant for the winter. So the bulb will cure itself, meaning it will go into hibernation. And that also means that the leaves and any rot and other matter will have to be trimmed by you. And then you can leave the bulbs in a storage place, maybe a refrigerator, for a couple of months, maybe until spring when it starts to get sunny and bright again. But there is one caveat. I didn't realize how infested these stupid caladiums were. And they are not stupid. It actually is my fault for not realizing it. But they have a ton of spider mites. I don't know if you can see that. It's really gross. There's like spider mites in the tape. And they're all dead, it looks like. So that's a good sign. But I don't know if my caladiums inside of this bag are actually still viable. So this could be a decently long video or a short one, depending on how gross they look. They might be fine, I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out. So I'm not even gonna touch the tape on the top with my gross dead spider mites on here. If the caladium leaves dried out, there would be theoretically nothing for them to feed on, so that's already a plus, right? But if these caladiums are too dry, then that also means that they may not be alive still. And I'm hoping I can salvage them if they're not dead by the spider mites or by being too dry. But we're about to find out whether that's like an actual thing or not. Spider mites are a pain in the butt. I have some insecticide that I made, some mild soap solution with some olive oil, but I might also drop some neem oil in there because I need a fungicide to treat the caladium bulbs if they look like they could be okay, and that there is no rot or very little rot. Fingers crossed. We're about to see how terrible these guys look. Oh dear. It's kind of spooky. This would have been a good Halloween episode. Cool, okay. Give me 1 second for the big reveal. Alright. Ugh. I don't see anything living in here, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I guess I should go get a trash bag. 1 second. Okay, I am back with the trash bag. Now we are going to see if these guys can be saved. So here's this pile of dead caladium leaves. And I'm going to start looking for bulbs in here. They are dried out. It does look like tons of death went on in here. Let's see what I can find. So when wintering caladiums, you want to make sure that you cut off all the debris, the dead leaves. This is a good sign. This bulb is pretty hard. That's what you're looking for, is that you have a hard I'm trying to make sure that's not a bug, and if it is, I'm gonna kill it in 1 second. So I'm gonna pull this off. Cool, okay, that's not too bad. Cool. So I don't know if you can see that, this guy's still alive, and he's cured, from what I can tell. He's got a little bump where there might be some new growth. Cool. I am going to put him right here for right this second, and I'm going to grab some neem oil. Neem oil, if you can see that, it's smelly and gross, but, and this is my insecticide solution already. There's a couple drops of dish soap in here, maybe some olive oil that I was using just to have it stick to the leaves. And so now I'm just gonna put a couple drops of neem oil, maybe a few more for good measure. Cool. Awesome. And I just realized I was not wearing my mic. I'm sorry, guys. I'll fix that. I love how meta my YouTube channel is. Anyway, cool. So I'm gonna just actually hold the bulb over the rest of this and spray him down with this like neem oil, olive oil, dish soap, and water blend. And what that will do is it will clean this guy. It will protect him from any mites that might be alive, which I don't think they are because there's not really anything for them to eat. And then I'm just gonna look. He feels pretty hard. There's no root rot anywhere. So I am going to put him in a little cup and pray. I think he'll be just fine, actually. Cool. I actually don't know what type of caladium he is. I kind of just stuck them in the bag when they were too infested with spider mites to deal with. I remember seeing like part of that and I was just like, oh crap, like I don't really want to throw these guys out. I know that I can save part of them if I just leave them alone for a little while in the dark and the dry. Cool, okay. So this guy looks totally fine. There's some bulb removal. There's some skin removal on the bulb, but I think it's fine. You can even see there's like new little leaf sprouts, if it'll focus on them. There's that little live leaf and then the little sprouts on the side. So he should also be just fine. I'm gonna spray him for good measure. I don't see any rot. He seems really hard. Cool, cool. Awesome. So I'm gonna keep going through this bag, but really what you wanna do is just to make sure that when you're picking out these guys, you get rid of, let's see, they all feel pretty hard. And this guy seems like he grew a bunch. There's like a bunch of little tiny bulbs on him, which is great. So I'm pulling off the dead stems. That's the first thing I'm doing here. I'm feeling him to see if there's any mushy areas or any area where it could be dead, if that makes sense, or any area where there's like fungus, or if it smells bad, looks bad, if you see anything. So far I haven't seen anything, which I'm really excited about. And then I'm pulling off some of the roots. These guys will grow roots again in the spring. And I'm just generally checking to see if there are any signs of life. And pretty much every guy in here has some signs of life. I'm also separating some of these guys like I just did. I pulled off, there's like new growth coming out of these bulbs. And these small little caladium bulbs will essentially be little pups that can be new plants. And that's really cool because who doesn't love new plants that are propagated? Awesome. Now I basically have to find a place that is 50 degrees-ish to store them in. I don't really have, like my refrigerator I think is at 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I could turn it up a little bit, but I'm wary to do that because I don't want my food to spoil. So I might have to find another place to make that happen. Wow, these guys are just like dropping their pups left and right. Okay, so this might be an example of something that did go bad. If you can see, it doesn't really look alive. It's kind of hollow. My guess is that some things did get fungus on them and then died when there was no more water or food source for them. And then now we just have the dried bulbs that are still viable left, which is cool. Awesome. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. It seems like my bulbs will be okay, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, if you have caladiums, you should winter them. You can sometimes leave them indoors all year long, and I think that's mostly fine for them, but I like to winter them for reasons like this, where there could be pests, there could be other sorts of fungus or stuff that like you're just like, I would rather them cure themselves, make new little bulbs, and have a clean start for next time.